Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Crimson Pharaoh. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the side story system in Epic 7. So I think one of the things that when people don't have a whole lot of time in their day, or they're more casual players, these are the things that get ignored. Abyss, Labyrinth, Arena, a lot of things get ignored. When you don't have a whole lot of time, most people stick to adventure, solely adventure for epic catalysts, and then hunts, and some arena gets pretty much tossed too when you don't have a whole lot of time. But this is the most efficient way in the game to get epic catalysts. All you have to do is farm them up. So you got you can only do this 5 times a day anyway if you are able to clear it. So this is 750 you can get here for 150 energy, which is incredible. And if we were just going with this, you're spending 150 energy for 750 of these. You could get how many? Like, what, 750? I can look on my phone. 750 divided by 170. You could get 4.5 about. So you could get 4 epic catalysts for 150 energy, which is completely nuts. Do not skip this stuff at all. If there is a help mode, which I think typically there is in Side Story, that you can do a couple times a day at least, or whatever. It's just, it's an epic catalyst. This is, I don't know how many runs you have to do. You figure you put in 800? But I figure if the rate is about, I think it's 1 epic catalyst's 1%, 1 out of 100. So you figure you're putting 800 energy in for one of these, and in here you can put in 150 energy for 4.5, and then the next day you can finish it up, or you can do whatever. So it's a lot better to do the side story. Obviously in this one you have different options as well. So I'll go to that last one again that I have. I haven't bought any of the stuff yet. This is all the currency I've farmed so far. So I'll go through, obviously, in the limited events, get the hero and the artifact. That's pretty basic stuff. Obviously get the epic catalysts, the Molagora seeds, Giga Phantasma you should be picking up too. Covenant bookmarks and greater artifact charms you should definitely be getting. This is up to you if you want to pick this stuff up. It's not a bad thing. I think it's good. These are actually way more efficient getting this stuff in here as well. Well, I think it is, because you figure if you have an S rank side story pet, you do 2 runs on hard mode and you're at 132. I think 132, because you're getting 66 per run. About 66. That's what I'm at. So I'm getting one of these every 2 runs, which could be good and could be bad. I guess it depends on your luck in the Spirit Altar. So these, I think it's good to get them if you need them. But I guess they aren't the biggest deal in the world. But definitely the bookmarks, the artifact charms. The artifact charms are crazy hard to get in this game. You have got to get them when you have the chance. Same with the Molagora seed. And then in the normal side stories, you've got, obviously, you can buy 6 to 8 epic catalysts. I think it's 6 in the normal side stories as well. The ones that run for 2 weeks, they're on repeat relatively frequently, about twice a year. The same side story comes through, because they come through with the banners, and you figure the same hero comes through twice a year on a banner, now that they've got a bunch of heroes. So you've got these, and then you've got 2 rare catalysts, so you want to pick those up. But yeah, this. So for people that are watching that don't have a whole lot of time in their day, this is more efficient than adventure farming, if that's what you're doing at the moment. Way more efficient. Even if you don't need these, you might need them in the future. Well, you're definitely going to need them in the future, because you're going to continue to pull units, and eventually you will need them. You will find the one that has the right horoscope or star pattern. I'm not sure what it's described as in this game. I just say horoscope because it's easier, I guess. They're all horoscopes, I think. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think so. I know I gotta look. Now I gotta look at all my units. But yeah, side story is super important. But people, and even I'm guilty of doing it too, just skipping side stories because I want to keep farming Wyvern, I want to get the gear, but getting the catalysts is just as important because you can go into the sanctuary and use the catalysts you have to craft different types of catalysts. Even if you stockpile a bunch of epic and rares that you don't really end up needing, you can convert them into other catalysts. So yeah, you've got Leo, Cancer, Gemini, more Leos, Aries, Gemini, Virgo, Aquarius. These are all Pisces. These are all horoscopes, I think. Right? I mean, they gotta be. I don't know if they're called horoscopes, though. I feel like they're called, like, star patterns in Epic 7. You guys know what I mean, though. Some other stuff about side stories, too, is that some of the bosses are pretty hard early on in the game. So I'm, like, 40 days in, I think. I'm about 40 days into the game. Not quite 38, 39, 40. Some of these bosses are still hard. I can't complete Hell mode here. If I could, it would speed this up a lot. But I do this one, and like it's just better for energy because you're spending 24 here, so you're getting more than 2 of these per energy spent. Here you're getting 2 per energy spent, which isn't bad. And you got to be better than this. I mean, you only have to play the game for a week to be doing normal. I mean, for people that have a ton of time, I mean, you could be clearing greater after a week, 1 week in the game. If you can play all day, 1 week is all you need. This is more like, a week for a normal player, and you should probably be able to clear this. It's only 100. All you have to do is clear, 1010 in the original story when Raz and the Archdemon Shadow fight Archdemon Shade fight. So yeah, this is pretty easy, and this is a reasonable amount too. It's 2 per energy, so you figure you're putting in for an event like this, you're putting in about 6,000 energy. Other events other side stories you're putting in 4,000 or less. Hopefully less than that. I would hope it's more like 2,000. It should be a third because there's much less area to cover in the other ones. And the ones that are like this, you've got these other things you can get in here too. So picking up these rewards here, and then this is the last Shuna that I need. Shuna? I don't know. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't watch the show. I'm going to check it out, though, when I have the chance. But yeah, so this is obviously, like, a strange one because it's a limited time. It's a collaboration one, but the rules are basically the same. You don't have the hero and the artifact, but you do still have epic catalysts. And then you've got rare catalysts. You still got the Molagora, the Giga Phantasma, bookmarks, greater artifact charm. And this is, like, the artifact charm is really important. I think people take artifacts a little too lightly, too. Like, they, you get in the game and you're like, oh, I don't have enough to do this, but I'll throw on what I can. And then people don't get back around to doing it very often or checking them out, seeing what they can upgrade. And people upgrade artifacts with other artifacts most of the time. I mean, I do it. It's not great to do that, because you want the powder of knowledge to get from the shop. So if you're picking this up every other week, you're saving a couple artifacts you can turn into powder, basically. Yeah, it's just nice to summon more. Like, all this stuff, it all makes sense. You don't even have to raise this to level 40 and upgrade it to a 5-star hero to make a 6-star. Like, you can, and it makes sense too, because you get extra experience. Experience acquired by this ingredient is increased by 6%. I'm pretty sure you get extra experience for farming with these. Experience acquired by this ingredient is increased by 6%. For some reason this sounds a little weird to me, but you get more experience for farming them than you do with the blue ones. So yeah, and then the runes, maybe not the biggest deal in the world. The friendship ones, not the biggest deal in the world. The greater equipment charms, I don't think they're the biggest deal in the world either. They're not bad, if you have a catalyst in here you need to get. So, like, I need the sharp head things. It's in here. The rare catalysts, I need them for Commander Larina, I think. It must not be in there. Perhaps in here. If I can find it, okay. No, I don't know where they are then. That's a bit strange. Let me check this one. Because I know I got them from this event, so I don't know if it... I don't know how I got it if they're not available. Oh, I know what I did. Okay, yeah, I know what I did now. I needed to check the hard version, not the easy version. Right? No? Still nothing? Still nothing? Okay. Alright, well, I needed a catalyst, and I got it from here. I don't know if that was a glitch, but there's stuff you can get from farming this stuff as well. And the way you should think about these earlier on in the game is that it's a legitimate boss. So I'll run this. I actually built Charles for this particular thing. I needed to build Charles anyway. It could have been Vildred I picked up, but Vildred isn't as good in the second area. Well, it's technically round 3, but the boss puts up a bunch of buffs, and I needed Charles to strip the buffs off. You could use Raz in that position too, but earlier on in the game, just think about this stuff as like an actual hunt, because like you can't cleave through it early game. You don't have the gear. I don't really need that, but it's like a hunt though. It really is. Like you get to the boss, it's got debuffs it's putting on your team, it's got ads that are helping the boss. The boss is dealing extra damage for doing this, or it's getting these buffs, or it's again putting debuffs on your team. So you can just build a side story team that it's like building for a boss. Like if building for side story, I would say if you have an Asmonak team early game, you're building one, like that should basically work in every single side story. So Adventurer Raz strips buffs. Angelic Montmorency she cleanses your team, takes debuffs off of you, and then heals as well. And then you've got Arbiter Vildred putting up a glancing and doing AoE damage, or normal Vildred as well. Normal Vildred is fine. He's not going to do well into fire, but most people get Arbiter. So you've got an AoE attacker, and then your third or your fourth spot is just up to you. Like just the exact same thing as Asmonak Hunt, really. So that's the way I look at it. It helped me to get through this stuff because this boss was super annoying. So was the second round one, the light boss. The third boss, the dark one, was the easiest, I thought, by far. But I had to build Charles for the second boss because it was taking way too long to clear. Like this one took a long time without Charles too, but the other one was like 5-minute runs, which that's the other thing about early game side story. Like nobody wants to sit there and spend even more time than they're spending in Wyvern to get this event currency, to get this other stuff, because it's like you could be getting gear to make your team better and then just do the next side story, but you're really just putting yourself behind by having that mentality and not picking up the rewards and resources that are free and sitting right there for you to get. Like that's That's another thing too. People saying, "I'm just going to continue to do this. I'll ignore this other stuff, and then I'll come back to do it later." Like, I don't know how many times I have personally missed just Purifying the Abyss, just extra gold and stigma. I've missed Labyrinth a bunch on this account. Like, I work like 6 days a week. Just for context, I work a lot. But like, I can get on and do Labyrinth for 10 minutes or whatever it is, 10 to 15 minutes a day. Like, it's not that big of a deal, and it's a ton of ancient coins. It's going to help me upgrading equipment, but it gets ignored because I don't want to hop out of Wyvern when really I would be doing more for my account by farming this other stuff, not just Side Story, but all the other stuff in the game. But yeah, this is just the biggest example that I can think of is Side Story. People just flat out ignoring it because they've got other stuff on the game they think they need to get done first. It's also a great source of gold. Like, this is basically on par with Wyvern 13. I think Wyvern 13 you get 25,000 gold. But I mean 20,000 is still a lot. It's 5 runs you're putting in, and you're getting 100,000, and you got to put in a ton of runs anyway. You're farming up these penguins to, level up your fodder. Your fodder gets foddered, level it up again, fodder it off again, and all this other stuff. And then you get a bunch of charms doing this stuff too, which, yeah, you get it from pets and hunt as well, but you get charms way faster in the Side Story and in adventure even of the game. Way more charms. So yeah, I think that's all for this video. Do your Side Story, get your epic catalysts. If I had a camera, I'd be pointing at you. So imagine that in your head. There's no picture of me, but just imagine a man pointing at you. Do your Side Story. Anyway, that's all for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.